Howdy, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some Dr. News. News from in and around the universe that may or may not astound you to the point that you are flung back in time to the last time you went to the bathroom. I don't know. Did anything amazing happen to you then, really? It did for me, but I'm not going to go into detail. But, yeah, so just a few small things I wanted to go over before the weekend hits because there's some, semi-important stuff in there. So, otherwise, I was going to let it drip. Plus, I got to proofread the script for Death Moon 12, so that way it's ready to go out to the folks out there, and so they can start doing their lines for it. But okay, so let's get to it. Let's get on to it. But before we do that, never forget, tonight's program is brought to you by Demons Run Laxative. That's right. Does your colon feel like it has a nest of Silurians living in it? Does your stomach feel bloated like an entire Santaran academy has suddenly taken up residence? Demons Run will clean you out faster than a Raston warrior robot. That's right. Remember, kids, demons run when a good man goes to the store. Okay, but next, all right. Let's get on to it. Oh, gosh. What is that on there for? All right, sorry. I'm going to start here. Florida Supercon. This is the Peter Capaldi panel. Girly Letters threw up a link to this earlier today. I will share this with you. Thanks, whoever this little lady here is, Rebecca Elliott. And, I've been looking forward to seeing this. I have not watched this yet myself, but I heard it's pretty funny. Peter Capaldi, always amazing. Moving on. Speaking of stuff, okay, this Monday at 7 a.m. on BBC Radio 6, Jodie Whittaker will be joining Shaun, whatever his name is, I don't care. I'm kidding. Shaun Keaveney, sorry. He'll be joining her live on the air. He runs from like blah to blah. She's going to be joining him around after 9 a.m., it says. So if you're interested in hearing about her new role in Trust Me, and also she's going to definitely be touching on Doctor Who a bit. I wouldn't count on anything in major considering they haven't started filming yet. But, I figure, for you folks who are interested. Moving on. I know there's a lot of Jodie crap. Jenna Coleman thinks Jodie Whittaker's doctor casting is genius. Who asked you? Oh, okay. Karen Gillan's excited. Peter Capaldi said she's going to be fantastic. Jenna now has lent her full support on the casting of Jodie Whittaker. She goes, I think it's genius. I think she's brilliant, lovely, and I can't wait to hear her speak. I want to hear the voice. I think it's very exciting times. So that's right. Clara Who gone. All right, moving on. And this one was thrown up. I know it's a little Jodie Whittaker crazy, but this was over on Anglophania on BBC America page. 5 Jodie Whittaker roles to binge watch. So if you want to get a feel for this actress, if it's your decision. I've been watching little things here and there, like news interviews and, just like Antigone parts of it are up on YouTube, which is a play she did with Chris Eccleston. I've been watching little bits of that, just to try to get a little feel, and listen to her different accents, different voices and things like that. See what, maybe get a little glimpse of what we might get, because we're not sure which accent she's going to be using. Are they going to let her keep her home Yorkshire accent, or are they going to make her go do something different like they did with Tennant and whatnot? But I don't see why not. I've heard her, some idiots have been out there going, she sounds too much like Mel Bush. Well, if you remember Mel Bush, that's your own problem. I tend to blot her out. I suppress that memory as much as I can. And then someone mentions carrot juice, and it's all there. Oh, man, it's all back. Now I'm remembering Bugsy Malone. Moving on. Bill Potts' return to Doctor Who can be done, according to Stephen Moffat. No duh. In his new interview with Doctor Who Magazine, he basically said that he talked a little about winding up his time on the show, blah, blah, blah. And, okay, then he came out fervently against killing off companions. It's wrong. I'm not even crazy about it when they did it with Edric. I don't think that's the story. I'm sorry. Someone should teach you to go back to drama school. I'm sorry. If there's no risk, there's no reward. It gets to be pointless. And when you've killed off characters so many times that death becomes a joke, that's what I said. That was the only thing I really had against Moffat in the whole era. I got sick and tired of what's-his-name died 5 times, what's-her-name's died 10 times. It's like you're giving the Reaper a frickin' hernia, okay? All the return trips, he's not sure. Maybe we should just set up a revolving door, there on this house. The poor fella, oh, man. Starting to remind me of Death on Family Guy, if you know what I'm talking about. All right. BBC Worldwide has announced the release of a set of figurines based on the Doctor Who Mr. Man set of books released earlier this year. Look, there's Dr. 12th. Hey. Dr. 11th. Hey. Dr. 4th. And, oh, sorry, that's right. You can let's do that. Dr. First, just to give you some examples. But it says here, 4 Dr. Men books have been published so far, with books featuring Dr. 2nd, 7th, 8th, and 9th. That'll be released later this month. Okay, it says right here, of course, the Dr. Men book series is being published by Penguin Random House, who's going to be publishing just about everything the BBC has for the next few years. Brings to life Doctor Who characters in the storytelling and illustrative style of Roger Hargreaves, famous in the Mr. Men books, and each figure will retail for £9.99. So if you're into this kind of thing, I don't know about you, but Capaldi kind of looks like SpongeBob SquarePants after he stuck his finger in an electric socket. Is it just me, or maybe SpongeBob SquarePants had something going on with Christopher Lloyd on the Back to the Future thing, and this is the end result. But all right, moving on. Female Doctor, seeing the wood for the trees. Just a little bit of a perspective. Like I said, this person's looking at it from kind of both sides, which I kind of enjoyed. It's saying, look, basically change comes. And it didn't matter who it was. If it had been Chris Marshall, people have been throwing a fit. If it had been, what's his name? Oh, heck, I can't even remember his poor name. Tom Rosenthal. And so people would be throwing a fit. So we just got to get used to it. This happens every time Doctor goes through regeneration. It's just for some reason, because the Doctor's sex organs are now inside instead of outside, there's been an extra little thing thrown in. It's mainly complaining. Come on. I've done it before, but I've learned to embrace change. There's no point. Sooner or later, you're going to go, oh, it wasn't that bad. All right, moving on. And guess what? This is not a joke. Mysterious angels are appearing at a lighthouse park in Biloxi. What? I kind of threw that in just to be amused, but it's kind of scary because somebody's been leaving these little angel statues at this lighthouse park in Biloxi. If you want, here's the news story. I kind of maybe don't want to know about it. Okay, so like I said, just really quick, really dirty. Just want to throw a few things out there for the weekend hit, because if there's not a whole lot of news, you're not going to see me tomorrow. Saturday, we're going to be doing Omega Files. We're going to be doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I'm also going to try to have this damn script proofread and done by Saturday so I can pass out lines to everybody so we can get the recording process started. And that way I can start doing soundscapes and all that and finish Death Moon. And then also keep in mind that not too far on the horizon, I wanted to have it start this summer, but it's not happened. It's going to probably be fall, unfortunately, but then becomes The Imperator, which will be the 3rd volume. And a lot of people are like, oh, your stuff sucks. Why are you doing it? We're doing it for fun. Trust me on this. I do not see myself as a fantastic super novelist, author, or none of that shit. Matter of fact, if any of you are enjoying it, really tickles my heart, because even though I do basic outlines, a lot of this shit I just pull out of my ass. I'm not kidding. It's just amazing, where ideas come from. And also I'm basing a lot of it off other shows, little names here and there, kind of as a tribute. Itch. Oh, no. See, it could have been worse. I went like this one. Itch, you'd early worry. But I'm basing it off, different character names and stuff that you'll hear thrown in. It's kind of a tribute to all the shows I grew up with. And that's why I throw those in there. So like I said, I don't even see myself on the near level of anyone who writes for anything. It's just, I just do it as a hobby. All right, folks. So good night. Take care. Ta-ta. Have a good one. See you on the flip side. And don't forget, demons run laxative. See, I screwed it up already. Demons run laxative. Remember. I can't even do it now. I pulled it. Demons run laxative. Remember, when a good man goes to the store. Have a good night.